Hi, so I'm here again with Howard. We're at the Cresta Court Hotel. We've just completed the very first mental health first aid refresher course of 2020, and we're going to have a little bit of a chat with Howard about how he's got on as a mental health first aider and what he's got out of today as well, which is really, really important. So Howard, you want to tell us where you work and what it is you do?
At the moment, where I'm working is full-time at the Royal Mail, but I also do volunteer work with Veterans Association back in St Helens.
Okay, that's really good.
It was brought around doing that kind of role mainly because when I was due to leave the services, I'd been diagnosed with a mental health illness myself, and it was a kind of a double-edged, or a double bonus I should say, weapon that came with it, in that I learned the skills that came from the mental health first aid course that had helped me first of all, and also be able to help other people. There's an awful lot of us, it wouldn't have to just be veterans or anything like that, because so many people suffer from mental health
Well,
problems.
that's it. The armed forces veterans don't suffer different mental health issues to the civilian population.
Yeah.
You know, so the skills that you learned on the armed forces course are still relevant for everybody else out there. So how long is it since you did that initial 2-day armed forces mental health first aid course?
It's been 2 years, which is literally just at the point where I came out of the forces.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate, for want of a better term, in that I'd been signed off long-term sick for a period of time before I came out. So the transition to, as they call it, civilian life, was difficult enough as well, which caused additional mental health problems in itself, because we get institutionalised for doing something for so long. And recognising that I'm not the centre of the universe and that there's other people out there. So it was actually really good for opening my eyes to an awful lot of things and to approaching things differently. But also noticing things that previously it had just been blind to me. And being able to actually talk openly about things to do with mental health, rather than hiding, skulking, secret furtive meetings somewhere about, and just being ourselves about things.
So over the last 2 years then you've used that knowledge and those skills quite a lot for both your own purposes and supporting others?
It's like I said, I've used it mainly for my own purposes, but the more I got into the volunteer side of life, primarily within the military veterans associations, even if it's just sitting down with someone and having a chat like we are now, it can be a massive help and support to someone, whether they're suffering from isolation, any other kind of problems that go along with that, depression, etc. And hopefully stopping them from getting any worse, because they realise that there's people there that you can talk to, and it's not going to be, holding a silver cross up and putting a stake through your heart or anything like that. So
absolutely. Mental health is slowly coming out of the shadows and into mainstream conversation now, which is what we need to do to normalise it and help people get the support they need. So why did you decide then to come today on the refresher course?
Certainly deciding to come here today, I always wanted to do either another course of mental health first aid, or like we've just done today, the refresher course, because things change or your skills become rusty to a certain extent. So it needed that boost to be able to go, actually I'd forgotten X, Y, Z, or oh yeah, I do actually know that, but I haven't used it for a while. So it just brings everything back to the fore again.
So have you enjoyed it today then?
Yeah, it's been really good, not just for myself obviously, but with the
Very kind of you to say so though.
but the other people on the course as well that we've been with, it's probably one of the first few times that I've been in a room, whether it's on a course or not, where people have been open, honest, and revealing about not just themselves with an icebreaker type thing, but about how they're feeling in their own mental health and their experiences. And it's been massively enjoyable from that side, but also to not increase the skill, well, increase, improve, and bring the skills that I had before from the original course back to the forefront to be able to.
So it was the one particular part of the day that you found particularly eye-opening or useful?
I think reiterating about the
action plan.
the container.
Oh, the stress container.
Bouquet. There's things like that although we may have been doing it as a natural thing, until you sort of, well, yeah, I can do that. I have been doing that. Just talking to people in natural life, and again, there's things like that you don't realise. The algae, that you take it as a normal, natural thing that you do, but you don't realise.
Yeah, the action plan is really, really important.
Yeah.
And for those that have not been on a mental health first aid course, algae is the action plan for mental health first aid, and it relates, when you relate it to traditional first aid, that would be equating to doctor's ABC.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? So it's really important to remember that, because in a high stress situation, which it can be when you're supporting somebody with mental health issues, it's really nice to have a set of steps to follow in a logical order, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also nice that you've got them steps there, but as a term they might be classed as guideline steps, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So you're still following the steps, but it's not you will do this, you will do that, you will say this, you will say. You've just got to be normal.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you very much, Howard. It's been lovely to see you, and remember, I'm here always for when you need a bit of support.
Definitely.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And hopefully I can do the same for you as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.